Wife of 2 years and mother of my son has been cheating. Wife, 35, of 2 years, we have been together for 6 years, and my son's mother has been having an affair with her subordinate soldier. She still sees him and has brought him over to her new place. We are currently in Korea where she served as a platoon sergeant in the US Army. She started a relationship with her squad leader who is 7 years younger than her and married with a daughter of his own. She has told me that she doesn't love me and has accepted that we are getting divorced. She has completely flipped my child's life upside down and refuses to accept responsibility. I am pushing for full custody. I'll never keep my son from her, but she does not deserve to be around him. I am hurt as a man that I lost my wife, but I can live with it. I miss her so much. What I will never forget is what they have done to my son. We had a great life, making plenty of money and having everything we ever needed. I confronted the guy and he had a smart mouth on him that I have decided to crush them both. I know it is all her fault because a guy only gets as far as a woman lets him, but with his attitude I can say that I hate him and wish the worst for him. My wife was close to retirement and will now likely get kicked out of the army. She will miss out on a pension, and if all goes well, I will push for the guy to get kicked out too. I loved her so much and all of this has caught me completely unaware. To all the visitors here, I am sorry that you too are going through this. Cut ties and do not look back. They will never change. Comments. 1. My sister's now ex-husband cheated in the military. He was dishonorably discharged. She had no idea as he was in another country. She received a call with the details from one of his superiors. They had kids, and he would make excuses as to why he could send money back home. Apparently he bought the woman a car over there. Meanwhile, his wife and kids had to move in with my parents. They eventually made him give her a card to access half of his money. He's a loser who after the military and divorce he hopped state to state to avoid CS. He never saw the kids, and didn't pay a dime. Kids are grown and hate his guts. He's still only working cash jobs to not pay back CS. Can't wait until he's old and tries to file for Social Security. Kids say they wouldn't take care of him in his old age. Eagerly waiting yawning face. Oh, wow, yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the AP does the same to his wife and 2-year-old daughter. He looks like a slimy rat. Who TF abandons their 2-year-old just like he does? 2. My man, take control, be that guy who has the balls to keep his honor. OP, for sure. I really appreciate it. 3. I do hope she gets discharged without any benefits. Cheaters rarely suffer real consequences, so you at least get to hammer her this way. I also hope you get a good outcome for your son and yourself. OP, thank you. My son is the most important person in my life. Sad but true, one time when she was out with the other guy I was pretty depressed and my 3-year-old wiped my tears from my face and told me he would fix my heart. I needed to stop being a coward then and do all in my power for that beautiful boy. 4. It's not merely infidelity, the US Army, and presumably other services, does not fool around with fraternization. Infidelity would surely be considered worse, and either or both could be dismissed. I personally know a guy and his correspondent who was dismissed last year for fraternization. Both were single, no other attachment, but they disobeyed the code of conduct. He was planning to attend college after the army, but that option is gone now. Further, he was injured and he now has no access to VA benefits. 5. He should just go up the chain of command on this one. They've broken specific rules in the military code of conduct. Bare minimum, they get demotions. Loss of benefits, dishonorable discharge, and other punishment options are on the table. Oh, wow. Thank you. I am an avid reader and am definitely interested in what you've presented. I really appreciate it. They definitely need to face their consequences. One thing she told me was how emotionally connected she feels to him. We'll see how emotionally connected they are when they get booted from one of the best jobs in the world. Honestly, it hurt at first, but now I just want to be the best thing my child has. 6. Report her to her superiors. She is in violation of the military code of conduct and could easily face court-martial. Do not be a chump. Go nuclear. LMFAO. I love your comment. Thank you. 7. First, stop saying I love her so much. She doesn't deserve it and it doesn't help with the process of moving on. Secondly, is it wise to blow up her career? I mean, you want to keep your financials intact. Her losing her job might mean you have to support her. Thirdly, get a paternity test and make sure she knows about it. Indirectly, make it known to her that you think your relationship was a sham from the beginning. I appreciate the feedback for sure. Funny story is that I really did do a paternity test, even though I was 100% sure my son looks a lot like me. I did tell her about it and made it very obvious. Good stuff, man. Thank you. 8. I wouldn't go scorched earth just yet. If you have been married for at least 10 years, then you are guaranteed a significant portion of her pension. I would push the rough with the divorce as soon as possible, then inform her command about the affair. That way you get the most monetary benefit. But I love the scorched earth way of dealing with it. Great advice. We have only been married for 2 years. I have done well and have more than enough, plus I am at a point where I can retire soon and get my pension for my service. Definitely leaning to the scorched earth policy though. LOL. 9. I am so sorry you are going through this, but I am also glad you are going to her CO and base commander with this. The army doesn't hardly care anymore about infidelity, but they take it seriously when it is people in the direct chain of command. Keep in mind, you do not love her. You love the person you thought she was, but that was an illusion made up of lies and deceit. She isn't that person. She is a lying, deceiving, selfish cheater who doesn't care about anyone but herself. She doesn't care who she hurts, including you and her child, as long as she gets what she wants. No one could possibly love someone like that. Does AP's wife know? If not, you need to let her know. Your STBXW and her AP both deserve what they get. I always say cheaters deserve everything bad life can possibly offer them. They get to reap what they have sown. Push hard for their separation from the army and court-martial. At a bare minimum, she may be busted down in rank to private and reassigned to some place like Fort Polk, and him reassigned as a recruiter in Soldotna, Alaska. Take care of your son and good luck. I realize more and more that I was in love with who I thought she was. Everything you have said is spot on. The lies haven't stopped to this day. AP's wife knows, but she insists I leave her out of it as she wants to work on their marriage. Even though she told me he's done the exact same thing several times before. I am pushing for extramarital sexual misconduct, aka adultery, and fraternization. I am going to raise all types of hell to make sure they both get charged with it. I have all the pictures and recordings of her admitting to it. 10. Again, I am sorry you are having to go through this, and I respect our military but despise service members who can't be faithful. Since retiring, I have helped my son start a custom home building company, and we build a lot of foamies for retired or soon-to-be retired SF guys, mainly from Fort Bragg in NC. Some of the stories they tell on infidelity is sickening. I think you are handling things well. Does your wife and AP or AP's wife know what you are doing regarding ESM and fraternization charges? This is so crazy. So, we came from FT Bragg almost a year ago. We were both in SOF. I am a year away from retiring and wanted to get into building houses since I gained a lot of experience remodeling. My future plan was to become a home builder, start slow and eventually have a business that I can leave my son. My STBXW acted like she was on board, but apparently she didn't like the idea. She just never told me until after I found out. I literally was in the process of submitting my retirement packet. I could have turned it in as early as the day I found out she was cheating. Life is so poetic. Now, I decided to PCS back to FT Bragg and do a few more years, maybe get promoted and get an even better pension. Yeah, AP and AP's wife know exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I've told my STBXW that had he shown any humility I would have solved the problem at the lowest level. Neither one of them have shown remorse or humility, and that has led me to come down full swing with hatred and anger. All they do is lie and continue to see each other. 11. Dude, report this to the higher-ups and have her career as nuked as she's made your marriage. Do not stray from this. Give her a real wake-up call. Her losing her benefits and pension will snap her back to reality. And look after only yourself and your kid from this point on. Harden your heart, soldier. This battle needs you ready to take up arms. Good luck, bud. 12. Report that to the army and use that in your custody battle. With her lack of pension and probably lack of future job employment, you should be able to get full custody. Check the state you file for divorce in to see if they are in at fault state.